You know that stubborn belly fat? The kind that just doesn't seem to go away no matter what you do? Well, it turns out it's more than just annoying. It's a huge warning sign of a deeper problem. Today, we're going to dive into the science of why that specific fat is so dangerous, and more importantly, the single most effective way to finally get rid of it.
Man, this quote just nails it, doesn't it? We've all seen it. Someone looks pretty slim overall, but then they turn to the side and, whoa, there's that belly. This isn't about looks, though. It's a massive clue that something serious is happening under the surface, and it has nothing to do with the fat on your arms or legs.
So what's the big deal? Why is this one type of fat so much worse than all the rest? To really get it, we need to look past the mirror and understand what's actually going on inside our bodies. And this brings us to what I call the belly fat deception. It's a deception because the fat you can pinch isn't the real enemy. The real danger is the fat you can't even see, and it's secretly wreaking havoc on your entire system.
This hidden enemy has a name: visceral fat. Now, this isn't the stuff on your butt or thighs. No, this fat is way more sinister. It packs itself deep inside your belly, wrapping itself around your most important organs, your liver, your pancreas, even your heart. And it's not just sitting there. It's an active, angry little organ of its own.
What do I mean by active? Well, it's literally pumping out inflammatory chemicals throughout your body, causing this low-grade chronic inflammation that's at the root of things like heart disease and type 2 diabetes. For doctors, a blood test showing high C-reactive protein, or CRP, is a big red flag. It's also a classic sign of insulin resistance, and sometimes you'll hear it called ectopic fat, which is just a fancy way of saying fat that's in the completely wrong place.
So, if you want to get rid of this dangerous fat, we first have to understand the one hormone that's pulling all the strings: insulin. Okay, this is the absolute key to everything, so listen up. Insulin's main job is to store energy. That's it. When your insulin levels are high, like after you eat, your body is in full-on storage mode. It is physically impossible to burn stored body fat when insulin is around. It's a one-way street. You're either storing fat or you're burning fat. You can't do both at the same time.
And that leads us straight to the answer. If high insulin is the lock on your fat cells, the key to unlocking them is getting your insulin levels as low as possible. And the most powerful, direct way to do that? Fasting. When you're not eating, you're not poking the insulin bear.
Now, this is where a lot of people get tripped up. They think, oh, fasting is just a fancy way to cut calories. No. From your body's perspective, they are completely different worlds, and the hormonal signals they send are polar opposites.
Say, when you just cut calories, but you're still eating all day, your body panics. It thinks there's a famine. So what does it do? It slows down your metabolism to save energy, and it starts burning precious muscle right along with the fat. But with fasting, the signal is totally different. The message isn't famine, it's, hey, time to tap into our savings. Because insulin is low, your body efficiently starts burning its stored fat, and it goes for that dangerous visceral fat first, all while protecting your muscle.
I absolutely love this analogy. Think of the food you eat as cash in your wallet, and your body fat, that's your savings account. Fasting isn't about going bankrupt. It's just about teaching your body how to easily access its own savings account when the wallet is empty. It's a totally natural metabolic switch.
And here's where things get really cool. When you make that switch, you don't just burn fat, you actually unlock a whole bunch of hidden powers, these incredible regenerative processes that are basically asleep when we're constantly eating. The first sign that you've flipped the switch is the appearance of something called ketones. Once all the easy access sugar is gone and your insulin is low, your liver starts breaking down your body fat and turns it into this amazing alternative fuel. Ketones are like premium, high-octane fuel for your body and especially for your brain. But wow, it doesn't stop there. This is like a complete system upgrade. Fasting boosts something called BDNF, which helps you grow new brain cells, literally making your brain work better. It triggers autophagy, which is a deep cellular cleanup. It mobilizes your own stem cells to repair tissues. And, get this, it dramatically spikes your natural growth hormone.
Let's just zoom in on that autophagy thing for a second. This is incredible. It's basically your body's internal recycling and cleaning crew. When there aren't new parts coming in from food, your body goes to work breaking down old, junky, damaged cells and proteins. It takes out the cellular trash. This makes every single one of your cells more efficient and resilient. It's a deep clean from the inside out.
And here is a wild fact that blows most people's minds. The biggest fear with not eating is losing muscle, right?
Well, it turns out that fasting is one of the most powerful ways to naturally skyrocket your human growth hormone. And what does that hormone do? It specifically tells your body, hey, protect that valuable muscle and go burn that stored fat instead. It's the complete opposite of what happens with regular dieting.
Okay, so the why is pretty compelling, right? It targets the worst kind of fat and unlocks all these amazing health benefits. But what about the how? How do you actually get started without it feeling totally overwhelming? Let's break it down.
Look, the key is to ease into it. You don't have to jump into a 3-day fast tomorrow. Start with what's called a 12-12 fast. This just means you eat all your food in a 12-hour window and fast for the other 12. Super easy, right? You're asleep for most of it. Do that for a couple of weeks, let your body get used to it. Then if you feel good, you can level up and shrink your eating window to the 18-6 model, which is a really popular and effective sweet spot.
And what can you have while you're fasting? It's simple. Water, of course. Unsweetened black coffee is fine. So are black tea and green tea. Basically, anything that doesn't have calories and won't spike your insulin. Now, a quick but important note for women. The vast majority of women do incredibly well with these kinds of fasts. The main exceptions would be if you're pregnant or actively trying to get pregnant. And here's a pro tip for everyone. Pairing your fasting with some resistance training is an absolutely amazing combo for building and preserving muscle. This quote right here really puts it all into perspective. This isn't some weird new fad. This is about returning to a fundamental rhythm that's built into our DNA. Humans evolved with cycles of fasting and feasting. But in our modern world, we've forgotten how to fast. We are only feasting all day, every day.
And that really leaves us with the final question. By bringing fasting back into our lives, we aren't just trying a diet. We're tapping back into our own body's ancient, powerful operating system, a system designed for resilience, repair, and incredible health. Maybe it's time we remembered how we were actually designed to work.